No, $2,700 loss on Roku. What's up, guys? Jay Trades from over at Twitch TV. That's right, man. $2,700 loss on Roku that we took. Not a video I'm looking forward to making, but I definitely feel like it's one that's necessary. We tend to learn our best lessons from losses that come in the market as opposed to wins. So I'm going to do a recap of this Roku loss, $2,700, for you guys to kind of see what happened and what my thought process was. After the video, make sure you click the link below in the description. Head over to Twitch TV. We have a 100% free live stream. We stream live every day, Monday through Friday. Hit the follow button. You'll get notified when we do go live, okay? But let's go ahead and jump on the computer and take a look at this trade and see what went wrong. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this video. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth from the live camera angle, which you're seeing me now, kind of explaining the thought process and what was going on in the video, as well as you will see this camera angle as well, which will give you kind of the raw emotion of that I was going through while I was actually in the trade. So let's go ahead and start up, and then I will give you the thought process and what I was thinking behind the trade on this $2,700 loss we took on Roku. So you see, as we immediately jump into the video, we're going to be 500 shares short at 128.29 average, and right out the gate it looked great. We were up almost $175 right on the initial short, and then we're going to see that it's going to bounce around some. So I won't bore you. We'll speed up through the actual trade, so we're only catching the action on it. But let me give you the thought process behind this before we move farther. So we were shorting Roku on this reject. This move here got rejected, pulled back, and then we were looking to get short off this green candle here, this wick here. So we were shorting off the high of this candle here. Stop loss was going to be, high of day. I'm going to really start getting interested if it takes out this this candle here, which it will do. And the plan was to cover the position down around VWAP. As you'll see, we end up getting squeezed on this, and it gets ugly. It's going to get boring here for a second, but I do want to ask you guys while we're watching this chop, and then we'll fast forward it and get to a little bit more exciting area here. What do you guys struggle with more? Is it harder for you to take a loss on a trade, to stop out when you're wrong, or do you struggle with actually taking profits when you're in a winning trade? I know for myself, going in and taking a loss when I'm down is probably the more difficult side for me. I think it's just the human in us. A, we don't like to be wrong, and B, I hate knowing when I click that button that money is no longer mine. I'm going to take that loss and it's no longer mine. So it's very hard to train your brain to do that. Now, I also know traders too that they get they have the problem with when they're in a winning trade taking money off. They get greedy and think it's going to keep going, and then they have problems taking money off the table and putting it in their pocket. So comment down below, let me know which is harder for you all. I'm just curious as to where you guys stand on that. Like I said, for me it's going to be taking the loss. That's definitely a lot harder for me, but I'm curious to see what all of you guys are where you stand on that. So here we're still bouncing around. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this so we don't have to sit around through this, and we'll get to a little better action here in just a second. All right, so now we're back. We're going to start this back up, and this is going to be where it starts getting good, where I'm really starting to lose it, and I should have stopped out, and we don't. So let's go ahead and jump back into it. Here, I'm going to go ahead and give you some of the raw emotions that are going on. You can see I got the stare going on. I'm not happy, and we're about to really get squeezed. So we should be out. At this point, we should no longer be in this trade. It should be taken off here. It should be a $700 loss. No big deal. We could recoup that. You won't see on this video, but we actually ended up re-entering Roku and making back about $800 on it. So we could have ended up back up on the day and going on and just leaving this trade behind us. But instead, we get stubborn with it. Instead of taking this trade off like we initially planned and we were supposed to, we end up adding to the position. You'll see here in a little bit, we're going to add another 250 shares to the position, which was just an awful idea. Clearly in panic mode, not wanting to take the loss, and it's just going to get worse and worse. And this is why I tell you guys, when you have a stop set, Stick to your plan. Usually if you're breaking your rules, things are only going to get worse. They are not going to get better. And I will tell you this also, if it does get better, that's not good trading, and all you are doing is teaching yourself bad habits. So, if you do get bailed out one time, then you're going to have that in your mind that it should do that every time, and it won't do that. So you should always practice trading your plan, because even when it does bail you out, and there you go, you see I got another 250 shares. So even if it does bail you out, it's not good to practice that way, because the time that it doesn't bail you out, you're really going to get taken for a ride, and your loss is going to be really bad. So again, we should have taken it off, should not have been adding here. We will go ahead and fast forward this again so we can get to a little more action here. See, we're down about 1,500, and you'll see here coming up as well, there's another, I also have multiple monitors, so my charting I do on Thinkorswim. So my other monitor, I'm looking at my support and resistance levels. So keep in mind, you can see me looking over there at it. I'm looking at it, looking for, trying to throw up a prayer that it's going to come back down to me, which it will not. And so that should come up here in just a second. We should be able to see what support and resistance levels I have drawn. I'll hop back here, give it just a second. There we go. So now we're switched over to our support and resistance levels that we have drawn from the morning time. And as you see, it has already taken out all these levels, man. Once it's taken out levels like this on good volume, you see this candle here, the volume down here was really good volume breaking through that resistance level. Man, it's just going to get worse. There's no need to stay in this trade. And I knew better than that. But unfortunately, we all make mistakes in trading. We learn lessons every day. So as long as you can learn from your bad trades, you're on the right path. But you'll see here, and the bad thing about it is this was the last level I had drawn on my daily, and unfortunately that's where my stop out was going to be. So it's going to stop me out over that, which you'll see here in just a few minutes. We're down 2,000 now on the trade. Unfortunately, that was where my stop out was, and Roku went 20 cents over where my stop out was placed, where I had a hard stop in there, so if it hit that, I was automatically out. I wasn't going to take any more punishment from it. So it goes 20 cents over my stop out, and then it fades the rest of the day. So if I just would have taken this loss, $700 loss, I could have re-entered up here at the high with a clear mindset and probably made some pretty good money. But instead, I stopped out at the highs. I mean, it was a horrible trade, horrible trade. I cannot stress enough how bad of a trade it was. So, but that's why I wanted to kind of go do a recap of it so you guys could hopefully learn from my mistakes and not make the same mistake. But you see me here looking at these levels, and soon we will end up taking this loss, and you will get to see the emotions that come with the loss as well. So let's go ahead and fast forward this over so we can get to it. All right, guys, here we are. We're about to jump back into this and meet our date with destiny and see this $2,700 loss. Keep in mind, I had 5 winning days in a row. I had 5 green days in a row. And with this one trade, I wiped out all of my gains on this one trade. So I can't stress to you guys enough. If you have a stop loss set, take it. Follow your rules, okay? When you break your rules, bad things tend to happen. And honestly, when you break your rules and good things happen, that puts you in a mind, you're learning bad habits, okay? So if you get bailed out, that's almost worse than actually not getting bailed out, because you're gonna think going forward that all of your trades you'll get bailed out, and then there's gonna be the one that you don't, and you're really gonna lose it, okay? You'll blow your account, or you'll lose a good portion of your money. So like I said, I can't stress enough to follow your rules. If you have a stop loss in, if you have a stop loss in your plan, take the stop. So let's jump into it. We're going to see the fireworks here in just a second. And then I'll switch over cameras so you guys can see the emotions that I go through as I lose it. So, there you go. Not happy. Oh, man, that was not fun. That hurts. That hurts. So there you have it, $2,700 loss. And man, and also guys, let me know down below. I'm curious. So, what do you guys do? When you take a bad loss, what do you guys do? Do you stay around and revenge trade and make it worse? Do you guys go for a run around the neighborhood? Let me know some of the things that you guys do down below in the comments. Kind of get your mind away from your big losses when they happen. And also, if you feel like sharing, let me know what your biggest loss was. That definitely is not my biggest loss to date. It definitely was not a fun loss. No loss is fun, but curious to know, what are some of you guys' biggest loss? Thanks for watching. Remember, we do stream live. It's 100% free live stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday over at Twitch TV. Make sure you come over, hit the follow button. It's free of charge. You'll get notified when we stream live, and look forward to seeing you guys there. Thanks, guys.